Good afternoon, everyone. We kindly ask that you take your seats. We will begin shortly. Thank you. Please take your seats.
Down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burdened be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be.
Thank you very much. Please be seated. Good afternoon, and thank you for attending today, those in person and those who are joining remotely through the live stream. My name is Tyler Merrick, and I am Frank and Marion's grandson. Joining me today is Tess Trojan, a longtime friend and celebrated Special Olympics athlete. Together, it is our honor to act as your MCs for the formal part of today's celebration.
Thank you, Tyler. It is indeed a great honor to be part of this solemn occasion. My life and the lives of so many athletes have been changed by Dr. Frank's work, so for me today, my thanks and appreciation have no bounds.
To begin today's celebration, I would ask those that are able to please rise and join us and join the choir. To begin today's celebration, I would ask that you stand for the singing of the national anthem led by the Dr. Frank J. Hayden Secondary School Choir. My grandparents lived a pretty incredible life. But to me, my brothers, my cousins, they were simply Grandma and Grandpa. Today, you'll hear a few anecdotes of that life, all they contributed to our world, the many achievements that they had. For our family, though, one achievement they never quite mastered was the art of showing up on time. We used to schedule Thanksgiving dinner for 3 p.m. just to be sure that they'd be there by 5 o'clock. When they did arrive, it would typically be with a bag full of Special Olympics swag. I think each of our cupboards has many lifetimes full of Special Olympics coffee mugs from Grandma and Grandpa. More so now, those bring back great memories and so much pride each time I see them. As family, we each had the opportunity to join Frank and Marion for various events. Whether it was as younger kids driving in Grandma's Toyota Camry, blasting tunes from one of the mixtapes she used in her kindergarten teaching days, or more recently as adults, accompanying them to some of the many award ceremonies that they were honored at. As soon as we'd arrive at many of those, typically on time, I might add, it became very clear to us how they'd impacted so many in this room and in around the world. We were so lucky to have them as a regular presence in our lives. Beyond the big events, that was often just being with them in the kitchen, making dinner after school, telling them about our day, while Grandma encouraged us to eat more toast. Family meant so much to them, and they were always there to encourage us in our athletic, academic, and professional endeavors. They wanted everyone to be the very best that they could, and they supported us at every step of the way. I think perhaps because of that, while there were many accolades honoring my grandfather, nothing meant as much to him and Grandma as the naming of this school, the Dr. Frank J. Hayden Secondary School, our wonderful host today. It is my pleasure to introduce a great friend to Marion and Frank, to our family, and a teacher here at the school, Miss Krista Caron.
Thank you, Tyler. I would like to welcome everyone to this most special occasion, celebrating the lives of two loving people in a building named after this remarkable family. Marion and Dr. Frank Hayden are so much more than a name on this building. Their presence lives on and is embodied in the spirit of this entire community. They are symbolic of perseverance, dedication, passion, and accomplishment, qualities that the Haydens have instilled in all of us over the past 14 years. Around here, Dr. Frank J. Hayden is lovingly known as Dr. Frank, and here in Marion have made their imprint on this building since we were walking around this very space wearing hard hats and steel-toed boots. I first met Dr. Frank and Marion in 2013, shortly after being hired as the program lead for health and physical education, which includes athletics. Dr. Frank's passion for sport was evident from the moment we met. In our first conversation, he asked, "How many coaches do you have? How many teams will we run? Are our teams going to be good? They better be, especially in a building with my name on it." At that point, we hadn't even hired a full staff yet, but I assured him that we would do our best to represent his name well, a promise that we have kept and will continue to keep. When many of us think back to that first year, we don't remember teaching. There were school openings by the board and the city. There were pep rallies, musical events, anything to build our school community. Every Friday, I would send an email of the next week's activities: home games, tournaments, music nights, drama productions. Dr. Frank and Marion were there for everything. And there is zero hyperbole in that statement. I mean everything. It wasn't uncommon to have the Haydens pop into our class just to say hi and see what was going on. In the early years, there were very few behavior issues in the school, as our administration had a special deterrent. When faced with minor infractions by students, Ms. Newton and Mr. Gallant were known to ask, "And what might Dr. Frank think of that?" And that was usually the end of any difficulties. Everyone wanted to live up to Dr. Frank's expectations. Aside from not being on time, you may not know that Dr. Frank also was not a fan of early mornings, but he would be up and ready to be picked up for basketball and volleyball championships, or even to ride the bus to the football finals at McMaster in the snow of November. Watching him watch sports is such a treat. Even in his 90s, he dissects the play and comments on what players are doing as if he's coaching them. He's truly been our greatest cheerleader. No offense to our pom team. He has been out to support almost every team we've run over the years. Parents, coaches, referees, community members, even those from visiting schools seek out an opportunity to meet him. He's our secret weapon in every trophy we bring home, especially the 2023 double overtime basketball championship. And we know his energy will continue to impact students for years to come. Similar to their enjoyment of supporting Special Olympians, Marion and Dr. Frank relished watching our students perform, tapping along with the musical concerts, soaking in the drama productions, admiring our artists' works, watching the robotics team creating their robots. They attended countless graduation ceremonies and made sure recorded messages were sent for grads during the pandemic years, even if it meant sneaking out to the shady side of the school during the lockdowns in 30-degree heat to record a grad message while wearing a suit and full doctoral attire. When we needed introductions to the annual lip dub, Dr. Frank was more than willing to participate in a rap battle with students and then gracefully dance his way through the halls. Dr. Frank and Marion have such a way of making people around them feel important and valued. My daughter Kaylee loved our regular visits, sharing pictures she had made to decorate their room, reading books aloud, even presenting to Dr. Frank her school project about Dr. Frank. There are countless times I've seen students acting shyly about asking for a selfie with Dr. Frank, only to have him engage with them about what they enjoyed about our school, the activities they're a part of, and their plans for the future, often with a nugget of encouragement to stay involved and make great memories. I've always admired how Marion so willingly and freely shared her husband, patiently waiting for Dr. Frank to finish the photo ops and conversations. And then, with a "ready, dear?" they would take each other by the hand and head home. The Hayden family will say that this place added 10 years to their parents' lives, but we know that their impact on this school and the lessons they've taught us to live by will continue their legacy for generations to come. I can't think of a school namesake who was such a part of the fabric of the school's identity as Dr. Frank and Marion. Despite how busy their lives were, growing Special Olympics around the world while raising 4 children and now grandchildren and great-grandchildren, Dr. Frank and Marion maintained a storybook love that started as camp counselors on a tennis court and will live on forever together. In my final visit with Dr. Frank on the day he died, I promised him that we would take care of his school. We would continue to win lots of championships and ensure the world knows his story to continue his legacy of inclusive sport. To the Hayden family, on behalf of the Hayden school community, the Halton District School Board, my own family, and all the people whose lives Frank and Marion touched, I say thank you. Thank you for sharing Dr. Frank and Marion with all of us. One of Dr. Frank and Marion's favorite songs was Danny Boy, an old Irish ballad. Some believe the message is from a parent longing for the return of a son from the war. Others find meaning in the members of the Irish community who were displaced from the homeland. To Dr. Frank, the connection goes back to his father, who is from Dublin, fought in World War I, and was decorated for his service. I would now like to introduce one of our talented grade 12 students, Graydon Bourne, to come and honor us and the Hayden's memory by singing Danny Boy.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses dying. 'Tis you must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. When summer's gone and all the flowers dying, and I am dead as dead I may well be, you'll come and find the place where I am lying, and stay and sing an ave there for me. And I shall hear, though soft you tread above me, and all my grave will warmer, sweeter be. For you will bend and tell me that you love me, and I shall sleep in peace until you come to me.
As I mentioned, Dr. Frank's impact on me and so many others can't be described in a few words. Our life-changing story has been of opportunity, happiness, and success. So thank you hardly covers it. Dr. Frank, your legacy lives on through me and thousands of Special Olympics athletes around the world. You will be deeply missed. You created a space where people with intellectual disabilities could feel valued, included, and respected while developing confidence, leadership skills, and lifelong friendships. Dr. Frank and Marion demonstrated the impact of teamwork, leadership, and advocacy, skills so important in sport and in life. Their warmth and kindness made everyone feel welcome. Many of us were fortunate to share personal moments with them, and they always treated us with genuine care and respect, like grandparents, rather than world-famous leaders. I was privileged to meet Dr. Frank on several occasions and to help present one of his many awards. One memory that stands out is from a past national games. After my round, he came over, resting his hand on my shoulder, and looked straight into my eyes. which only ones of his stature can, and said, "Well done." It was a simple gesture that reflected his generosity and appreciation for athletes. I had the honor of competing at provincial, national, and world games, experiences made possible because of the movement Dr. Frank started almost 60 years ago. Seeing thousands of athletes from over 130 countries come together to experience the joy and pride of sport was truly remarkable. Special Olympics has been a major part of my life for the past 25 years. It has provided a safe and welcoming environment where I can compete, build friendships, and grow as a person. The confidence I gained through Special Olympics helped me attend Niagara College, give back to my community, take on leadership roles, and receive recognition of my achievements, like becoming the first athlete with an intellectual disability inducted into my high school's Wall of Fame. To Dr. Frank's family, thank you for sharing him with Canada and the world. His vision transformed lives and created opportunities that continue to inspire generations. Thank you, Dr. Frank, for believing in us and showing us what is possible. Your impact will never be forgotten, and your legacy will live on through every Special Olympics athlete who discovers their potential. It's my pleasure to introduce former CEO of Special Olympics Ontario and dear friend of Dr. Frank and Marion, Mr. Glenn McDonnell.
What a terrible thing to have to follow Tess. Great job, Tess. It's really an honor to speak today. In many ways, I represent the voices of 5 million athletes, as well as countless volunteers and associates who have benefited from this remarkable couple's work. As the saying goes, behind every great man stands a partner who provides the encouragement and support they need. Marion often filled that role for Dr. Frank, who often expressed the challenges and obstacles they faced together. It's difficult to imagine why one simple yet focused idea could turn out to be such a world-changing movement. The early 60s was not a time of equity or inclusion, where nothing that we understand today would be prioritized. The reality was starkly different. The medical, educational, and mental health communities at the time focused on isolating individuals with intellectual disabilities. While this perspective may seem troubling today, those experts were often viewed as caring, protective, and not unkind. To say that Dr. Frank was going against the grain would be an understatement. Advocating for better recreation and programming is one thing, but he aimed to challenge the prevailing belief that people with intellectual disabilities were much less capable. He intended to use sports as a powerful platform for his ideas, demonstrating that these individuals could achieve much more than was commonly believed. The Kennedys and other supporters joined the cause, leading to the creation of Special Olympics, a remarkable legacy to say the least. Personally, Frank and Marion became dear friends. We shared many wonderful times together, Marion often serving as our chaperone and navigator, while Frank and I could easily get engulfed in conversation. My appreciation for Dr. Frank's work truly solidified when we collaborated on establishing the Frank J. Hayden Chair at the University of Western Ontario. Unlike many similar projects that prioritize fundraising, logistics, and ribbon-cutting ceremonies, this endeavor for Frank and Marion was a nostalgic journey. It served as a reflection of a lifelong career and provided an opportunity to influence the future. There were indeed many tasks to manage, sorting through boxes, organizing fundraising events, and compiling a wealth of stories and articles that validated Dr. Frank's impressive work. His contributions, supported by his loving partner, are a gift that we carry forward. Describing Frank Hayden's career highlights is akin to listing the Beatles' #1 hits. From the inception of a single idea to extensive research to the impact he's had on millions is beyond imagination. All speakers agreed that we wouldn't recount every accomplishment or award, or we'd be here for a week. It's truly a celebration of life for two wonderful people. Legacy involved more than just a collection of exceptional works and achievements. Leaving a lasting impact means not only altering how others remember your accomplishments, but also how they lead to our own lives. Dr. Frank and Marion have done this successfully. Their contributions will continue to shape the lives of those and many others in the future. To both Frank and Marion, we'll miss you, remember you, and celebrate you every time an athlete crosses the finish line, arms raised and smiles on their faces. When I was asked to participate in helping to organize this celebration of life, I had no idea that Dr. Frank and Marion had such a Celtic tilt to their being. So I said to Mern, this is just a layup for a McDonnell. Enjoy a few highlights.
So many people thank me for Special Olympics, but really, nobody's gotten more out of Special Olympics than I have. Converting that experience and sharing it with the world is really what my life has been. My experience from traveling the world and working is that we're all much more alike than we're different at the heart. And sport is a great common denominator.
Dr. Frank Hayden was a trailblazer. What he did in those very early years, he was developing fitness programs for people with intellectual disability. It was all about what they couldn't and wouldn't and shouldn't do. It was never about, well, let's try this. Maybe they can. And that's what Frank saw. Frank saw the ability. They can do this, and I'm going to prove to you that they can do it. And he did that all over the world.
We take care of each other, we look after each other.
It's like having a big family reunion every time we go to a meet or a competition.
You look at every athlete, how different their lives would be without Special Olympics. This fills their lives.
The support that they give to one each other is incredible. I wish the world could see more of that.
Special Olympics has had such an amazing impact on millions of athletes worldwide. We have a daughter, Emily, and we were looking for an avenue for her to stay fit, to meet friends.
I like hugging him. He likes hugging everybody. Special Olympics has given me confidence.
Sport has that sort of universal power, and we use that power to transform the lives of people with an intellectual disability.
Every time I'm pushing myself alongside my teammates, I feel strong, confident, and proud. You're not just giving us opportunities, you're showing that people believe in us. You're proving that we matter.
The people that make Special Olympics possible. Your love enriches my life, and I'm grateful for all my fellow athletes and coaches. You make me feel loved.
You know, oftentimes it's not until you come to a Special Olympics event that you see that power, you see that ability, you really truly understand, and you come away a changed person. That's amazing that somebody that, goes through their entire life bringing the experiences and the knowledge and the expertise and the vision that he has to the world. He is visionary. He is a trailblazer. He is an entrepreneur. And he has shown that throughout his life.
Dr. Frank has changed the world. He's changed sporting and inclusiveness in sport. He has changed each of those athletes, their families, and truly inspiring. I'm very proud of him, and I would like to personally thank him on behalf of our millions of families worldwide for what he's done and how he's changed our lives.
What a legacy to leave behind. There's a saying, a person is a success who has lived well, laughed often, and loved much. That pretty much describes Marion and Frank, Grandma and Grandpa. Today has been about celebrating two wonderful people, with Hayden High and Special Olympics as the cornerstone of a life's work. To conclude today's celebration, it is my pleasure to introduce Mern Merrick to share some thoughts on behalf of our family. Mom, over to you.
I, like Tess, suffer the Hayden shortness. Good afternoon to all of you here today and others online. Thanks for giving your support to our family. To see this amazing turnout means a lot to me and my siblings, Jamie, Laura, and Sean. We are a close family, 4 kids in 5 years, 7 grandkids in 6 years, 5 great-grandkids in the past few years, and 2 more on the way. As we grew up, Dad and Mom opened our home to all manner of friends and pets. For many years, Mom and Dad's constant running companions were one or more of us kids and Snoopy, our treasured dog. The call out to suit up was a battle cry to run, and Dad's urging to challenge the hills was always the motivation for friendly rivalry. Family trips involved epic mountain hikes, ocean swims, late nights, and rainy day bridge tournaments. Much of this has stuck with me, although, as those who know me can attest, not the late nights. Dad was a fantastic public speaker, and I tried to learn a lot from him over the years of listening. He rarely spoke from notes. In fact, at the ceremony for his induction into the Canadian Sports Hall of Fame, he was told he had to provide a copy of his acceptance speech in advance. Behind the scenes, yeah, that's humorous, isn't it? Behind the scenes, he groaned and complained, but he delivered it as instructed. It was with much amusement and laughter that our family listened as he delivered a completely different speech from what he sent in. The teleprompter wildly scanning up and down, trying to find where he was. Classic Dad. Also classic Dad was his reaching for any microphone within arm's reach, ready to hold court with his treasured stories. Marion, as always, was encouraging. There was never a stage they did not belong on. Of course, as others have said before me, we cannot speak today without mention of Frank's lifelong work and devotion to advancing the lives of those with intellectual disabilities. His groundbreaking research into the physiology and psychology of exercise and sport for persons with an intellectual disability in the 1960s challenged the prevailing mindset of the day. His research proved that low levels of fitness and lack of motor skills were not the result of their disabilities, but rather the lack of motivation and opportunity. Uh-oh. Sorry, Dad would never do this. Their disabilities resulted in their exclusion. Dad set out to remedy that situation. His work brought him to the attention of the Kennedy Foundation in Washington, D.C. It was there at the ripe old age of 35 and with 4 children in 5 years that he began his most significant accomplishment, the creation and development of Special Olympics. Over the years, with great enthusiasm, Dad went on to establish Special Olympics throughout the world. He saw all corners of the globe and conversed with all levels of government, corporate sponsors, sports celebrities, and even presidents to grow the awareness, secure funding, train coaches and athletes, and pave the way for the expansion of Special Olympics. As you've heard, Special Olympics is now the largest sports organization for those with intellectual disabilities, providing year-round training and competition to over 5.7 million athletes in over 200 countries. It has literally transformed the lives of millions. Dad took a quote from an opening speech at the first Special Olympic Games and made it the Special Olympic Oath. "Let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt." Those words have been with me all my life. It is my go-to thought when the going gets tough, whether in a race or in life in general. Mom and Dad and our family have seen the world through Special Olympics. It is an honor to have had that privilege. Some of my most treasured memories are of the incredible places we traveled, people we met, and the amazing scenes of coaches, athletes, families, and friends taking part in Special Olympic Games. It is most telling how Mom and Dad continued to travel and attend games all around the world as long as they could. They were always most engaged with the athletes who all knew and loved them. The athletes actually called them Mom and Dad, or to Dad, the Godfather. Even when Dad struggled to get out of his wheelchair in the past months, he unfailingly stood to shake an Olympian's hand. Our family is lucky to have been able to share our parents with the biggest global family of such special people. Although much talk is always made of Frank's accomplishments, it is never forgotten that by his side it was always Marion, a true partner and soulmate. Marion was a devoted, tireless, and much-loved kindergarten teacher for many years. She was a night hawk and could be found on the living room couch in the wee hours of many mornings, making cutouts for her students. She had a lot on her plate. She played piano, including accompanist for both competitive musicians and theater productions. She was a grandma extraordinaire. She enjoyed for hours reading with my 3 boys and the rest of her grandkids, drawing, reading, shopping on their birthdays, and playing in the park. She baked epic candy cakes. She was our first call to pick up one of our wayward boys when they were suspended from school for some transgression. Sadly, not such an infrequent event. As my youngest son, Clayton, said at her funeral in May 2024, "One day, when I was a young troublemaker and suspended from school, I was sent to Grandma's house to be punished while my parents were at work. Some punishment that was. Unlimited Triscuits, laughs, and cannonballs into the condo pool. I explained what happened to get me in trouble, and of course she took my side, but still passed along some wisdom to keep me on the straight and narrow. We could sit and talk for hours. I'd always learn something new. She knew how to cheer me up and make me laugh. She was always one of my best friends, kept all my secrets, and whether she forgot them or not, I knew she'd never tell." This is my moment of the bond we had was so special to me. I'll never forget it, not after eating 1,000,000 chili cheese dogs or unwrapping 1,000,000 plastic bags. My life was infinitely better because she was in it. Thank you for being the best grandma and best friend I could ever have asked for. I miss you and I love you. Today we all feel Clay's words. She was a forever companion, supporter, and right hand to Frank. She traveled the world by Frank's side and it is without a doubt that his incredible accomplishments would not have been possible, nor so much fun, without Marion. On the home front in our youth, Marion organized and corralled us 4 children through endless activities. She insisted on music practice time, sometimes 4 instruments amongst us going at the same time, while Frank encouraged and often coached us in every sport imaginable. She participated in the daily family runs, always the rabbit to Frank's tortoise. She embraced fitness classes as the decades brought in new and different workouts, doing back-to-back classes at the YMCA into her 70s. She was full of energy, life, and love. And now, a few thank yous on behalf of the Hayden family. To Special Olympics, thank you for your love, support, and the meaning you have given my parents throughout their lives. Glenn McDonnell, thank you for being a forever friend to my parents and an endless support to me in arranging this celebration and many other Frank-related events over the years. To Hayden High, you can't imagine what you have provided to my parents. The naming of this school was a huge honor to Dad, and in short order, it became so much more. Hayden High was their perfect match. It represents education, youth, sport, competition, and togetherness. Who can forget Frank's rap video choreographed and filmed by Hayden students? Who hasn't heard of the sport team's accomplishments, regaled by Frank to anyone who would listen? From the moment my dad's name went up on this school, it became my parents' second home and its students and staff their second family. We could not think of a better place to celebrate Marion and Frank's lives today than here. Many thanks to Krista Caron and all the others at Hayden High who have made that happen. To the amazing staff and caregivers at Poston Village, where Marion and Frank lived the past several years, you are simply the best. A special thanks to Giselle Basmeyer, Marion and Frank's personal support companion. We never could have made it without you. You are all our healthcare system's unsung heroes. Today, we sing for you. That does work. And finally, a thanks to my parents. Your meaning to our family is more treasured than your worldly accomplishments. Dad and Mom had a relationship that was the hallmark of love and dedication. They were married for over 67 years and stood by each other's side, hand in hand, until the very end. Their relationship was best described by the wonderful and caring staff at Poston Village as the love story of a generation. Frank and Marion have left an incredible mark on the world and on each of us. They will be truly missed, but forever loved and never forgotten. Thank you for joining us today to honor my mom and dad, and there is not a better way to end this celebration than hearing one more time from my dad and your Dr. Frank. Please enjoy this final video presentation.
On bonny banks and by on bonny graves, where the sun shines bright on the lawn, where me and my true love will never meet again, on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond.
By yon bonny banks and by yon bonny bridge, the sun shines bright on Loch Lomond, where me and my true love will never meet again. On the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. You take the high road and I'll take the low, and I'll be in Scotland before you, where me and my true love will never meet again. On the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond.
I would like to say thanks to a very special woman named Marion.
If you really want the lowdown about Special Olympics, talk to Marion, not to me. She'll give you the real stories about things that happen.
Her partnership was integral to building a movement that will continue to shape the future of sports and inclusion for generations to come.
It starts with an idea. This is a photo from about 1961 of a fitness exercise program in a school for mentally handicapped right in downtown Toronto. That the idea came out of by working in this school. I had come up, I did my graduate work at the University of Illinois in exercise physiology and psychology. And my interest really was in the fitness and health of this population. I knew that when they went home, there would be no neighborhood play, you know, no road hockey for them. People wouldn't even go in the backyard and play catch with them. They wouldn't even learn to ride a bike because people figured they couldn't learn that. To do the changes that we really wanted in a mass way, I figured it needed sport. Sport that has all the training element to it, the goal orientation, the support programs. So research that I had done, I wrote it all up in a scientific way, and I wrote it up in a little book. I thought, gee, we could do that, not just in that place in downtown Toronto, but all over the place if we get people excited about it. And I got a telephone call one day, and the guy says to me, I'm calling you from Washington, D.C., and I do advisory work for the Kennedy Foundation. And I had actually met with Eunice Kennedy Shriver and her husband, Sergeant Shriver, and within about 3 minutes, he said, can you do this in the United States?
Right, just tell me how you feel right now. Oh, geez, I'm about 6 stories high, and I'm having a lot of trouble coming down.
But finally, in 1968, I got the chance to design, organize, and direct a national games in Chicago at Soldier Field.
Let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt.
And lo and behold, the next year, 69, we in Canada, we had 7 regional games, and they're doing a bigger thing at those regionals than I did in Chicago. And along with that, in the next year, the states were, each state thing's even bigger. The same thing happened internationally. Buenos Aires and Argentina and Chile, Japan took it and did terrific, both winter and summer activities. Special Olympics, wherever it exists, is a house built from the roof down. The volunteer part of it is really important, you know. People like that we could recruit to the cause and the relationship between them and the athletes. That's really the local program, that it starts here and then eventually comes to that. That's where the important part of ours is.
Since then, millions have found a place on the playing field, proving their strengths, resilience, and potential. Today, the Special Olympics movement reaches far beyond the playing field, fostering mental, physical, and emotional health.
Welcome the father of Special Olympics, Dr. Frank Hayden.
We announce that Dr. Frank Hayden will be inducted into Canada's Walk of Fame.
If you think your idea is really good, don't give up on it. And don't let people's indifference or people who naysay it, go with the people who do agree with you. You don't need too many along the way. Special Olympics has provided me with some of my greatest emotions. I've been so frustrated and upset and sad at times. sport, of course, has a great emotional component to it. But it's also given me some of my greatest joys and happiness as well. It's all part of the part and parcel, but I think that's important for what you do. Don't avoid the emotion, build the emotion in, because in the end, both the positive and negative emotion, this is what it produces. And it's the passion that will carry you and carry your dream. And I hope when you do it, that it brings lots of joy and happiness, and satisfaction and accomplishment, and even love to your life as it has to mine.
Oh, you'll take the high road, and I'll take the low, and I'll be in Scotland, a fool, where me and my true love will never meet again. But
These are the heroes we cry out for. It's the soul that struggles in search for more, and one who lives in risk because destiny would have no other way, it seems. These are the heroes. When glory's hand is raised, the common man who goes without, so praise can fall on one whose shoulders will carry fame. These are the heroes of the game. In search for answers to questions of why, all these heroes' hearts will never die. So with tendon pull, their heads point to the sky. The pain they feel is all inside. These are the heroes. When glory's hand is raised, the common man who goes without, so praise can fall on one whose shoulders will carry fame. These are the heroes of the game. When rain falls down on common ground, and the goal's one step away, a cry will rise above the crowd, and the victor's voice will say, the game